And welcome back to the Missouri-Illinois Dodge Dealers Ram Tough 200. We're under our first caution just as we went to break. Problems with the number 4 of Timothy Peters, but it wasn't of his doing, Phil.
Sure wasn't. He had made a lot of contact with the outside wall. Here's what happened. Watch to the inside of your racetrack. The 12 of Joey Miller is on the access road to pit road, and he slid through the grass up to the racetrack. He forced the 59 truck of Steve Park up into Timothy Peters, and Timothy made hard contact with the outside wall. Steve Park ended up spinning out. I don't think he has a great deal of damage to the 59 Harris Trucking Dodge, but a lot of damage for Timothy Peters.
Yeah, Timothy Peters took the number 4 back into the pits already.
Watch, you see the 12 truck go down the pit road there. Watch, he's going to slide. He's too fast on the access road. He slides out. He forces Steve Park, the 59 truck, to the outside to avoid him. He runs into Timothy Peters, forces him into the outside wall.
Pretty hard crash, Timothy Peters.
At Gateway.
Very dominant performances for Ted Musgrave here, and it looks as though the caution has come out, and that is for Kelly Sutton in that 0-2.
You know, we've completed 29 laps right now. This caution will last a few laps. I wonder if NASCAR may consider going ahead and throwing or counting this as their competition caution because we're so close to 35 laps. Beating.
And the caution has come out as quickly as the green flag flew. Robert Richardson having problems on the restart. And so that is the problem. He's missing some bumpers there.
Just got bunched up on the caution flag there. He got run into from behind by Kelly Sutton, but it was a chain reaction deal. It wasn't Kelly's fault. Everyone started stopping and hard contact. That's a Chevrolet this race for Robert Richardson. They've run Dodges the 4 previous races, but it's going to be a short night, unfortunately. It will be our next race in 2 or 3 weeks.
And you mentioned the Dodge also following this pack around. It's the Fastenal Dodge. Oh, and problems as they come down the front stretch. Kyle Krisloff involved in this one. He's on the inside of the field trying to pick their way through.
Not shooting. There's Mike Skinner. A lot of damage to that Toyota.
Hard hit there in the number 5.
Looks like the 20 of Marcus Ambrose with the right side of the truck's torn off. There's Mike Skinner. Just as Ray mentioned, he thought he had a soft tire. Bounced into the outside wall and came off the wall and made hard contact with the 20 of Marcus Ambrose. They came along with absolutely nowhere to go. Marcus made some contact with Kyle Krisloff in the 15. Just a horrible break. It looked like Mike Skinner. He knew he had a soft tire. There it is. It went down right there. And when he bounced off the wall, look at the damage to the 20 and to the 15.
Thank goodness for softer barriers because he hit that wall hard coming out of turn 4.
Well, he sure did. See the trucks trying to pick their way through this accident. Just about blocked the racetrack. It's a good shot from our speed camera right there. It's Marcus Ambrose right there with the 20 truck up against the outside wall.
Like a can opener, ripping the metal off of the side of that truck.
07, of course. Just couldn't quite get stopped. There's Mike Skinner getting out. That's a good sign. He made a lot of hard contact. When you blow a right front tire like that and hit that wall at the angle you hit it, that was really hard. That's actually Justin Marks in the 07 horses.
Caution 8 has come out in Gateway. Bill Lester involved in this one. A lot of damage to the number 22 Toyota.
Yeah, along with Eric Darnell, unfortunately. In the 90, you see the Simply Wild Ford right there. A lot of damage to Eric's truck. That's going to, yeah, first time he's going to fail to complete all the laps this year. As we mentioned earlier, 2 top 10s and the other 2 races 11th, but not tonight.
He was competitive running 6th.
He was. He had a great run going. He was going to be one of the trucks that had to pit, but what a big break for these trucks that did not pit on this most recent caution.
Let's take a look at what happened.
See Bill just drives down to the corner, runs in the back of Eric Darnell. That corner is so difficult to negotiate because we talked about it earlier. You drive in this corner, use all the brakes you have. That's why we see when the trucks run side by side, the truck on the inside doesn't run in typically as hard. Watch Kerry Earnhardt, this 13 truck, as he comes in. Whoa. Ooh, may have made some contact with another truck as he tried to avoid Bill Lester. Well, here's another view of it right here. Oh, that's why Kerry Earnhardt almost hit.
Oh, he hits
made
the
some
wall
contact
too.
with the outside wall, yeah. He wasn't avoiding Bill Lester. He was in an accident of his own, unfortunately. Caution flag more than likely was already out when that happened. Tough got in the corner, looked like maybe a little bit hot, or maybe Eric Darnell backed off a little bit earlier than he had been. And it doesn't take much. You're in the corner again, as hard as you can drive in the corner.
That's
Bill
Eric Darnell.
just touched Eric, the 99 truck, right in the back, and around he went for the win.
Very unfortunate as we see side by side, a little banging there and problems. Erin Crocker gets turned around, I believe. She is spun around, and that was 77 of Brendan Gaughan. Those two making hard contact as they were getting into turn 1. Good look. This is the tail end of it.
Craig Kinzer got a piece of that with the 46 Centrex Chevrolet. Tough break for Erin. Trying to gain experience here. She was doing a good job. Here we see it. There's Brendan on the inside. Looks like Brendan didn't quite drive down to the bottom of the racetrack, and Erin thought he was going to take the normal groove down to the bottom. They made a little contact entering the corner. Again, that's a very vulnerable spot right there. You enter that corner so hard, on the brakes so hard. She slid up into the outside wall. You know, Darrell's in Talladega, and he's happy watching this race, and Darrell's doing a rain dance too from Talladega.
Well, they may get rain in Talladega as well, and so I'm sure nobody around him wants to do it. Oh, we've got a problem. Spinning that is
David Reagan.
Number 6 of David Reagan. Boy, unfortunate.
Yeah, David was running in the 13th position, having a pretty good outing. A lot of damage to the front of that Scott's Ford. Going down in turn number 1, you see David's on the outside right there. He comes down. Looks like he's going to make some contact with the 11 of David Starr. Again, it doesn't take much, as we saw the last time, the most recent caution flag. It doesn't take a whole lot.
Hey guys, just a real quick side.
There's Bobby Jr. looking at Terry Cook. Go back up front with our leader. There's Todd Bodine, the Lumber Liquidators Toyota.
Very comfortable lead. And we hear that, oh, problems with Rick Crawford. The 14 of Crawford. He was running in 4th position. That will bring out our 13th caution.
They had a good battle going, Rick Crawford and Jack Sprague. I don't know if there was any contact. A lot of damage to the right side of Rick's truck. He made some pretty hard contact with the outside wall.
A great battle between Jack Sprague and Rick Crawford.
Yeah, there's Jack on the inside, Rick on the outside. Let's see what happens. Jack clears him going down in the corner. Let's see if Rick cuts a tire down or something. Cuts a tire down, cuts a right front tire down. Had nothing to do with Jack Sprague passing him. Just a tough break for Rick Crawford.
On their feet. Field coming to the green flag when they go by the start-finish line. 3 laps of racing to go.
Good restart for Todd. Got him a truck length and a half over Ted, and see what Ted can do. Look at the run through the center of the corner. He got in the throttle before Todd, but wasn't able to maintain that off the corner.
Todd Bodine had put about a half a second between himself and teammate Ted Musgrave before the last caution came out, meaning he had a very, very strong truck. Ruderman wasn't able to give Musgrave any type of competition for that second spot, and it looks as though 4th Jack Sprague has not had as good of a restart as he would have wanted as they go by the start-finish line. 2 laps of racing to go.
That pretty much means Jack Sprague is out of it here. There's no way he's going to get by Ruderman and get up to catch these guys unless we have another caution flag. But there's Johnny Benson. Good run for him. Toyotas 1st through 5th.
Terry Cook in 6th in his Ford. Bobby Hamilton Jr. in 7th with his Dodge. A great run for Bobby Hamilton Jr.
David Starr, his Toyota in 8th, and Mike Bliss up into the top 10. What a great run for Scott Lagasse Jr. in 10th, in just what, his 3rd truck, or his 2nd or 3rd Truck Series race ever, and first time ever here at St. Louis. Good job.
Great run for Scott Lagasse Jr. The white flag has come out. Less than a half a lap. Todd Bodine, Ted Musgrave. Ted Musgrave called this earlier. He said, I'd love to see a 1st-second finish. We have problems on the backstretch. If the caution flag flies, that will end the race.
Scott Lagasse Jr.
We just talked about him.
Horrible. No caution flag.
No caution flag flies. The checkered flies. Todd Bodine wins the Dodge Dealers Ram Tough 200.
What a great job by Germain Racing once again. 1-2 finish. Todd Bodine, 2nd win of the year. Ted Musgrave 2nd for the 2nd race in a row.
We talked about the wreck that took place. There's Scott Lagasse Jr. You see Eric Almirola getting into the back of Dennis Setzer in that 85. That created a lot of smoke on the backstretch as they came across the start-finish line. It was